Hi. I wanted to show you how to make a summer sunshine oxymel. I call it summer sunshine because I'm gathering all of the plants and flowers that are around and available and edible right now, and I'm kind of capturing them in this oxymel. So I'm going to start putting the flowers into a mason jar. While I'm explaining it to you, I just went around this morning and gathered whatever was kind of calling to me. So I put in some sweet William and some snapdragons, and then the lavender was like, hello, don't forget about me. Um, and you can make a smaller size of this. You can do this in a pint jar have if you don't want a whole quart. I actually find that a quart is not enough, so I will be making more of these throughout the summer. So I'm making this now with what's available today, and another time that I like to make it is later on, like in August, when there's even more and different plants and flowers available. And then just another tip on foraging, besides making sure that your flowers are edible, um, don't take all of the plants that are there, right? Like you want to take 30% or less. And with this, you don't need a lot of one type of plant. So it's a nice sustainable way. I just have like a few fresh yarrows here. And then the other couple of guidelines that I work with are not to take any blooms that the um, insects are on at that time, right? So if there's a bee on some of the blooms or a fly, even, I just leave that, right, for them because they're working with that medicine. I don't usually pick milkweed. I let it grow wherever it wants to grow. But this blossom was like really wanting to be in our little concoction. And I have just a few echinacea that are starting to come. Like it's just such a beautiful way to capture this like fleeting summer kind of vibe and essence, right? Some daisies are still popping off. Oh, some of these wanted to go into a vase, so I picked them long. Some fresh mint. It doesn't have to just be flowers. You can catch some of the greens that are out there now too. And also some motherwort. Ooh, some motherwort to go right in here. Um, and so an oxymel is an ancient technique using vinegar and honey. So oxymel translates to acid, the oxy, and then melly is this is Dyer's chamomile that I'm adding. My chamomile is a little behind the times. It'll be here soon. Mel means honey, and so together the acid and the honey create what's known as an oxymel. And why would you want to create an oxymel? You want to have an oxymel to take. I love to use it in a mocktail with plain seltzer water. You can drink it just straight. It's great for your immune system. It's great if you have a cough or a cold. It also helps with digestion. And I just use it when I'm making different mocktails, um, and not necessarily when I'm just when I'm sick or not feeling well. Here's some red clover. I also found some wild pink roses this morning. I'll put those in with the buds. Um, and you can see how beautiful this is coming along. So you fill this up, and you could do this with fresh or dry flowers. So if you don't have access to a lot of different beautiful, bright, sunshiny summer flowers that are in bloom, depending on where you live, um, it's totally the same if you make it with dried flowers too, or dried herbs. Yeah, you don't even need it to be flowers. It can be herbs as well. So you want to fill this, if you're using fresh flowers, about like a half or 3/4 of the way. Oh, there's a little bug friend in there. I've had my flowers sitting out for a few minutes in the hopes that any of these little bug friends would find their way out. But this guy did not. Come on, babe. So let's see if we can help him on his way. Ah, you don't want to be in here. Okay. Okay, he's free. He's on the table. Back to work. And what I also wanted to say for guidelines when you're gathering plants, right? 1, don't take more than 30%. 2, leave anything that the bugs are hanging out with in the present time. And 3, make some kind of offering to show your gratitude to the plants. This could be a song, this could be a dance, this could be a poem, a prayer, whatever feels right for you. You could also leave some of your hair. You could just give thanks out loud or in your head, just some kind of way to let this part of nature know that you're so grateful for this abundance and this bounty, and that you're not just going in and pulling and extracting, right? You're mindfully working with these elements of nature, and with that intention, like, you'll find that the support that you get and the energy that you get is just heightened and more sweet. And the plants just really want to know that we see them, right? And so when you can develop that relationship, you'll feel the difference in the medicine that you're making. Okay, let's put this little sweet William Kai right on the top. See if we have any more little rose petals that want to come in. Yes, here they are. And now we will, valerian flowers too. They were calling at the last minute. Okay, the rest of these we will either put into another Oxymel, or actually I will put them in some water. Yeah, I'm gonna put them in water and make a little bouquet. Okay, so traditionally, and lemon thyme. Sorry, there was so much more than I thought would be out there and available. Okay. Traditionally, when they made these Oxymels in the olden days, it would be 1 part vinegar to 5 parts honey. That is way too sweet for me, so I tend to do more like a 50-50, a 1 part to 1 part, a half and half. So using raw apple cider vinegar is great. And I usually I always forget if you pour the vinegar first or the honey first. I usually pour the vinegar first just because it's easier to see. And this is, I'm just gonna put all of this in. It's my last bottle that I made with apples this year for my first time. So you put that in, and then I had to heat up the honey because it wasn't quite liquidy enough to pour on. And then you pour that in. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. Wow, I didn't even mean to, and I have the exact right amount. And I forgot to bring a lid, but because this is vinegar, you're gonna want to use a plastic lid so the vinegar doesn't corrode the metal. You could also put a piece of parchment paper down between a metal lid and the jar. That also tends to get a little crinkly and crunchy and icky. So if you have a plastic lid, that's what I would recommend, but either way. And then you want to label it. Oh, there's a little worm. There's a little worm on the side. He's so cute. Okay, friend, come back to the plants. You want to label it. You want to put it in a cool, dark place. I would say at least 2 weeks and up to 6 weeks. When you walk by it, you can kind of shake it and blend it. I wish I had a lid, because that's what you want to do right away too, to make sure you're mixing the vinegar and the honey so they're combining together. Wow, this looks so beautiful, all of these colors. And then after 2 to 6 weeks, you can strain it out and bottle it. and enjoy it. Like I said, in a mocktail, it's straight up. You could put it in a tea, you could put it in a cocktail too, like with alcohol. And like the vinegar and honey have properties on their own, and so when you combine those with the flowers, it's just this like really beautiful way to again capture this essence of this time. And so I love to have this like in the fall and winter when things are getting darker and colder. This is like a nice way to kind of like internally connect with the summer sunshine. So I would love to hear if you try to make this, or if you do successfully make this, and what you think of it. It's really one of my favorite ways to work with herbs in this Oxymel fashion. So thank you for watching. Have fun out there, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.